But on this Monday, last Monday of this class for you guys, because the next time you guys have me will be, next week when you guys have me, it'll just be a Tuesday for the final, okay? Alright, so you guys will have me Wednesday. Well, actually, excuse me. You'd have my class Wednesday. I will not be here Wednesday, okay? So how Wednesday's going to work? It's like a normal day when I'm gone, actually, okay? We're going to do a lesson. You'll have a video. Mr. Rathman will be here. It'll be great, okay? Fun Talk Friday, I will be here. We're going to be spending the class reviewing for the final, okay? Sound good?
Yes.
Okay, dope. I don't expect there to be any issues on Wednesday, but if there are, as you guys know, what was that? Yes, okay. I will handle that when I get back accordingly, and by accordingly I mean any negative behavior is going to get taken care of, okay? Tyler.
What is a final going to be looking like?
A final is this. Do you guys remember the first semester final?
No.
Okay, so the first semester final and the second semester final are very similar in concept, meaning they are both over the entire semester. So this second semester final is over the entire semester. Chapters 5, 6, 7, and 8. It is 50 questions. It is multiple choice. I actually just finished writing the final last night. Okay? Chase, is that your question? Nope, what's your question?
So we're not doing a test for this one, this section?
Correct.
No.
Yep. You can see it next Tuesday. Any other questions?
The final?
Yes.
So technically the final is the test for after this.
Kind of, but it's not over this. Landon.
Can I get the stuff for Wednesday sometime today?
Probably. Remind me at the end of class or during work time.
Okay.
Dylan.
Boy, am I glad I still have the notes from all the other chapters.
Good. Yes, it is a good idea to hang on to your notes and reviews.
I gave them this morning.
Okay. Yes.
I'm going to go with Landon Wednesday and moral support and all.
Okay. I don't even know where he's going, but okay. I'm going to go with Landon on Wednesday, moral support and all. Mr. Carlson, nice to meet you.
He's getting a root canal.
Oh, gotcha.
Or getting checked out.
I hope it's a better canal than the Suez Canal.
Or Panama.
All right. Area and circumference. So area, the formula is A is equal to pi r squared. Circumference, the formula is C is equal to 2 pi r, or pi times diameter.
Or would it be?
I usually prefer 2 pi r. Just because we normally have the radius, but either formula really works. Okay, don't mess up. All right, thank you, my dude. So find the area of circles 1 through 4, circumference for circles 5 through 8. Area means we're using the pi r squared. So pi times 12 being squared. How do we know it's 12? Why did I put 12 in there? 12 is the radius. It goes from the center to a point on the circle. That is the radius, okay? So we go through this, okay? 12 squared, that's 144, so we'll say 144 pi. We typically like to put that number before the pi after we're done with inserting the formula.
So wait, we don't multiply by pi?
Well, now we do. So now you'll notice on just about every calculator you use, especially the calculators we have in here, there's a pi button. On your phone, there's a pi button. You might have to turn it sideways to get it there. But there's a pi button. So type in 144 times pi, hit enter, and we're going to round to 2 decimal places. We're going to round to 2 decimal places, okay? Does that make sense? Okay. Ken, what do you have?
452.3839.
There you go. So it's approximately 452.39. Now notice I said approximately, right? Is it exactly that if we rounded? No, so I have to put approximately, okay? Now, what is my unit here? Am I talking about giraffes?
No, it's meters.
No, it's what kind of meters, actually? Square meters. That's how you measure area. It's square meters. And the reason why this becomes square meters, by the way, I don't remember if we covered this earlier in the year or not, but it becomes square meters because out to the side, when you take 12 meters times 12 meters, when you square the 12, you end up taking 12 times 12, 144, but also meters times meters, and thus getting square meters, okay? That's how that ends up working. Questions on that at all? All right, on number 2, what's our plot twist? Yeah, the diameter. So if the diameter is 18 inches, what is my radius? 9, thank you. So then we plug this into our formula. A is equal to pi times what being squared? 9. Okay? So then, yes, Kenny, that does become 81 pi.
How?
9 squared?
I know, but you said we could use the diameter.
Why can't you use that?
Oh, wait. But we could use the diameter for which formula? Circumference. But are we using circumference here? No, okay. The only reason why you guys can use the circumference, for the circumference where you can use radius or diameter, is because what is 2 times r? What 2r? But what would twice the measure of the radius end up giving us? The diameter. So that's why it's equivalent. Does that make sense? Whether you take 2 times r times pi or just diameter times pi, you're doing the same thing. So what is 81 times pi to the nearest hundredth, aka 2 decimal places? Raise your hand. Seth.
Approximately 254.47 inches.
Okay. Approximately I love that you put approximately. 254.47, what kind of inches?
Square.
Square inches, right? Whenever you do an area, it's always square units.
Even though it's in a circle.
It'd be 47, because you round up. Even though it's a circle, yes.
Square my circle.
Square units in a circle. That's how it works. Square units in a circle is really how it works.
Do you remember to square your circle?
Da-da-ja.
I mean, just
Did you know you...
just do this to a couple times, you'll turn it into a square.
There you go. Did you know that you could actually use area of a circle to figure out how good of a buy different pizza deals are?
What?
Yeah, because like this size of pizza is this many inches, this size of pizza this many inches. They measure the inches, that's the diameter. So you can figure out the area. So let's say you're paying an extra however many dollars for an extra 3 inches of pizza, and you're like, well, is that actually worth it? Because that doesn't sound like too much. But actually, usually, you get a lot more bang for your buck, believe it or not. Okay, well, we can go over that later. Yes,
We need to go over that.
I'm also a hungry nerd.
I don't
And a not rich nerd.
Yes,
See, I feel like you got this down pat now.
yes.
That's what you use this stuff for.
Yes. When will I ever use this? Buying better pizza deals. I do not know a more relevant reason to give you. Yes.
Mr. Costa got in years of debt just so he could learn how to get pizzas.
It's a long con, really. You save money at the end of it.
That's how he's going to pay it off.
With enough pizzas, you actually make money in the end. All right, they pay you to eat. Okay. Anyway,
Sound like one of them like cheesy commercials, like they pay you to use our product.
all right, we're skipping 3 and 4. I trust you guys to use a formula.
Literally just did 3.
Oh, cool. I hope you did it right.
3 or 12.
Did you get 24.63 square feet?
Yeah.
I did it wrong.
Oh. Huh?
I did it right, and I did 4 as well.
Okay.
What was 4?
4 was 962.11 square kilometers.
Yeah.
Okay. 5 through 8. What's it say we're doing in the instructions? Circumference. Circumference is going to be 2 times pi times r.
Or diameter.
Or times pi times diameter. But in this case, we're given the radius. So it's probably going to be easier, unless you want to go ahead and double it in your head. Either way. So circumference is equal to 2 times pi times 7. What's 2 times 7? 14. So it's 14 times pi, which is approximately what? Go ahead, Tyler.
43.98
Yep, 43.98. And what's our unit this time?
millimeters.
Millimeters. And it's not square millimeters because you did not multiply millimeters times millimeters. You just simply doubled the millimeters that were already there. So it wasn't a unit times unit this time. So you did not get square units, okay?
What a professional.
Yes. That's why I even got the pen behind my ear.
Wait, you?
A true drafter or engineer would have that.
So you can
Or pencil.
calculate the pizza.
Exactly.
Pull it out and be like,
I
I want
want
that.
walking up to a pizza joint, like
like the health inspector.
Yep. All right, I will take your largest pizza.
Sir?
One big, please.
Yes. 1 grande. Sorry, 1 venti. Okay. Anyway, 15.6 centimeters. I want you guys to try this one.
Yes, sir.
Number
Yes,
6?
sir.
All right. So the formula here:
Left before I came.
2 times pi times r. Presley, set this up for me. 2 times what? Okay. 2 pi and a 15.6. All right. And Bailey, what is 2 times 15.6?
What?
What is 2 times 15.6?
Give me a second.
Like,
Whoa. Bailey.
Okay. What did I write? Okay, 31.2.
That sounds good. 31.2 pi. And this ends up being approximately, Tyler.
98.01.
Ooh, I think we round up, don't we?
98.02.
There you go. 98.02 centimeters. Questions on that?
Are we doing 7 or 8?
We're going to do 7, not 8.
Ooh, we did
I'm
that.
already done.
I already. All right, attention up here. What was tricky about this one compared to the previous two?
Diameter.
You're given the diameter to be 58 yards, okay? So if you want to, you could either just say, all right, well, circumference is pi times diameter since you're here, and say 58 times pi. The other alternative would be saying, okay, well, if the diameter is 58 yards, the radius is 29, and say circumference is 2 times pi times 29, but that leads you to the exact same spot.
Basically, you're doing more work.
So essentially you divide it just to double it again.
You're doing more work.
Yes. Circumference ends up being approximately what, Ryan? Plus and plus range down after, let's forget.
182.21 yards.
Nice. Way to even include the label there, okay? 182.21 yards is what approximately is equal to. Or approximately is, I should say. Any question on that? Alright, continuing on. 9. Find the diameter with the circumference of 65.97 meters. So you're told the circumference. We need to find the diameter. Yeah, Bailey.
I was gonna ask, are you gonna ask us to like how we're gonna think out how we're gonna solve this?
Yes.
Because I have an idea how.
Oh, what's your idea?
I think it's going to be diameter divided by pi.
Okay. So you're thinking diameter divided by pi?
I disagree.
Okay, well, let's go back to our formula. Circumference is equal to, and since we're finding diameter, it's probably helpful to keep it in terms of diameter right now, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay, so then how do we get the diameter by itself?
Multiplying. Oh,
Well,
wait. Right.
divide, and so we're going to have to divide it by
Pi.
pi, but what do we have to do to the other side then? Divide by pi. So circumference divided by pi, we have to keep as such. But what happens on the right-hand side with the pi divided by pi? Just divides out and gets diameter. So we divided by pi, and now we know diameter will be equal to circumference divided by pi. Is that what you were getting at?
Mm-hmm.
Well, nice. I love it. Questions on that and how that works? All right, another way you could do this. So you could start just saying, okay, well, let's plug things into this right now. We know the circumference is 65.97, and we can type divided by pi in our calculator. Another way to do it, if you would like, is start off with circumference equal to pi times diameter, plug in what you know right away, and say, okay, well, 65.97 is equal to pi times diameter. Maybe this will help you think a little bit better and see, oh, okay, I need to divide by pi to get what I want, and end up getting to the same place here. It really is all about what is easiest for you to think about it. Because at the end of the day, we're manipulating the equation to get the variable we want by itself. Regardless, we end up getting diameter to be approximately what to the nearest whole number?
21.
21 meters.
I feel like that was planned.
It wasn't, but it is. Quite a nice coincidence.
Coincidence, I think no.
Here you go. Question on that one. Do we think 10 would be pretty similar?
Maybe.
I don't know.
Okay, well,
Maybe not.
you're finding the radius and you know the circumference. Is that pretty similar to finding the diameter if you know the circumference? Yeah, it's just going to be half of that, right? So you just use the 2 pi r instead. Kenny?
If you became a superhero, you'd be the Incredible Joke.
I don't know if that's a compliment or an insult at the same time. All right, continuing on. Let's get number 10.
Whatever makes you happy, right?
Just take it how you want it.
All right. 11. Find the radius of a circle with a circumference of 35 pi yards. Does someone want to help me set this one up? Kenny? Well, that's too bad. You already did.
Okay, so you're gonna do it'd be
then you would do. What? Okay, hold on. Just hold on. If you want to move on, that's fine. You don't have to.
What's the open on?
Okay, we have. Okay, so I don't know. I don't know.
Try something. Try it off the last problem.
Yeah, that's what I'm working on, but it's
Okay?
not.
Try setting up what you know and seeing if you can figure it out the rest along the way.
I just had a major breakthrough.
Nice.
So you're gonna do.
Breakthrough.
Yeah. 35 times or divided by pi equals. Why'd you put that pi?
Because it's 35 pi.
Oh. I definitely read that as H. Like, it's just labeling it as H.
Okay, so circumference is equal to what, Kenny?
D.
Okay.
This,
Diameter
yeah, not this.
times what?
Pi.
Pi. Pi times diameter, right?
Yeah.
Now it's also, here we're solving for radius, so what might be a little more helpful? Which formula? The pi times diameter or the...
Yeah. No.
What's our other circumference one? Pi times diameter, but what else?
Pi times 2 equals the radius.
2 times 2 pi r.
Yeah. That.
Okay. And what are we trying to get by itself, Kenny?
Pi. No. Yeah. Radius.
Radius. How do I get the radius by itself, the r by itself? What's happening with that? How do I undo that?
It's multiplying, so you divide both sides.
By?
Radius. R.
We're trying to get r by itself, so we're trying to move things away from it.
Pi.
And
2.
2. So, guys, what we have to do is plug in what we know, solve for what we don't. The 2 and the pi reduce. 35 and pi, the pi's reduced, so we take 35 divided by 2. And what's that?
17.5.
Yeah, 17.5 is our r. And 17.5 yards. Nice. So our radius is 17.5 yards.
Way too long.
You got there. Any questions on number 11?
About taking too long.
All right, 12. Find the radius of a circle with a what?
Area.
Area. That's a little different, right? What formula are we going to be using this time?
Area.
Area, which is pi r squared. Here's a helpful way to keep these formulas straight from each other, okay? Pi r squared deals with square units. Pi r squared deals with square units. So we plug in what we know, solve for what we don't. So we plug in 380.13 is equal to pi r squared. We have 2 steps to get radius by itself. What's our first step? Divide by pi. So what's 380.13 divided by pi approximately? We can go to the nearest hundredth. Let's go to the nearest whole. Type it into your calculator. 121 equals r squared. So now, how do we get r by itself? How do we undo the square root, or the square root? And what's the square root of 121?
R is approximately
11. 11 is approximately r, and I should have the approximate on the previous one there.
Yeah.
And that's 11 what? Donuts? Inches. 11 inches is approximately r.
Was that 10?
Questions on that? All right. 13. Find the diameter of a circle with an area of 615.75. Wait, what's the wrinkle here compared to the previous problem?
You have to use diameter.
We're finding the diameter, but wait. Is there a formula for area that involves diameter? No. So what are we going to have to find first in order to find the diameter?
Radius.
Find the radius, like we just said on the last problem, and then what can you do once you find the radius? Multiply by 2, double it. Go ahead and do 13 then on your own. Find the radius, and then find the diameter. All right, let's start with this one up here. This is going to be a very similar setup to the previous one. Area is equal to pi r squared. So the area is 615.75 square centimeters. It's going to be equal to pi r squared. So we're going to first divide by pi to get r squared by itself. And 615.75 divided by pi is approximately 196 to the nearest whole number. That's going to be equal to r squared. So now, to undo the square on r and get that by itself, we'll square root both sides. The square root of 196 is exactly 14, so 14 is now approximate to r. This 196 was approximate to r squared. Now here, we don't want to stop there, but what do we want to continue to do as we find our diameter? Multiply by 2 to get the to get the diameter from the radius. So the diameter is approximately 28 centimeters. Questions on that?
Are you using a calculator up there?
I mean, I have it written down
Oh.
from what I used the calculator before. No, I'm just really good at dividing by pi.
Well, I got thinking about it, like, the first time you just got like a little calculator, it's like,
All right.
Sounds like Elon Musk is coming.
Yes. Well, I mean, now that I got my vaccine, Bill Gates gave me a new update for it, so.
my dad ranted for like the 5-minute drive from my house to stop at the middle school to get to hear about how he hates Elon Musk and hopes he dies.
Okay.
Because he's making money off of people and he feels like that's unfair, I guess. He's one of the not.
15. Find the area of a circle with a circumference of 26 pi feet. Okay, well, wait. Here's the thing. We're finding the area. That's our end goal. Find the area. But area, the formula is pi r squared. So what one thing do we need in order to find area? We need the radius. We know pi. We have a button for it on our calculators. Also can be approximately 3.14. So if we know the radius, we can find the area. Right, Dylan? Yes. But are we told the radius here? No, we're told the circumference. We're told the circumference is 26 pi feet. Well, wait. If you know the circumference, are you able to find the radius? Did we just do that a little bit? Yeah. So we're going to have to do here, guys, big picture. Take the circumference, use it to find the radius, and then do what with the radius? Find the area. So you have to undo one formula so you can plug in the radius to do another. Okay? Undo one thing so you can have it as a fresh start to do it for another. It's like if you were to swap out two parts between something, okay? You have to take off the part first, then you have to put it on something new. And sometimes that might be cheaper than buying it fresh, right? Let's say you go to a junkyard, and I know there's a decent interest in autos in here. You go to a junkyard, you find a part you need, you have to take it off of the car first.
Says Mr. Powell.
Just take the car.
Just take the car, okay? Well, you still have to take it off the car to put it on your new one. Either way, at the end of the day.
No, keep that.
Buy a new car.
Okay, you could do that, okay?
Solve the problem.
So, take it off the car, and then now you can put it onto your new car.
No, first
Or
you
your
have to
your
go
other
get
car.
your shot.
So anyway,
First you have to go get your tetanus shot.
all right. So, circumference is equal to 2 times pi times r, meaning 26 pi is equal to 2 times pi times r. So, to undo that, to get r by itself, you divide by 2 pi like we talked about earlier. 26 divided by 2 is 13. Pi divided by pi is just 1. So 13 is equal to our radius. That is pretty rad. Was it that painful for us to find the radius here?
No.
That was painful for you.
It was incredibly painful, okay? Just kidding. Kenny.
What is the rad button in the calculator?
It's dealing with radians. Is another type of measuring angles. So you can measure, just like how you can measure distances in both like metric and imperial.
What?
Same idea. You can measure degrees in both radians, or you can measure angles, in both radians and degrees. That is the simplified version of explanation. All right. So now, pi times 13 squared. We know the radius. Now we can use it to find the area. We got the part off the car we didn't need. Now we're putting the part on the car we do need.
What do you think you built?
Well, then you're in a different scenario entirely that I'm not talking about. 13 squared is 169. 169 times pi. We can see it. We can find out what that will approximately be, which is Seth.
Approximately 500.
Let's go to the 100th place here. Yep, Landon's right. 530.93 feet is what the area is approximately.
Square.
Ooh, good catch. Square feet.
Wow, Mr. Costco.
I know. Shameful, shameful, shameful.
Never once do I want to hear you tell me to square my stuff again.
Oh, yes. If you make a mistake, you're never able, to say it's something that happened. That was a mistake.
No.
That's how it works.
It works. It's
Yep,
Back to life.
yep, of course.
I would know.
All right.
I've lived so much.
All right. So once again on 15, what we had to do is we first had to undo something in order to use the radius for something else. Okay? That's a problem-solving skill. Once again, like I talked about an example in life, we have to do that. Is it necessary with numbers? No. But the concept still applies. How do I undo this so I can do it here? Okay. Go the other way around. Find the circumference if you know the area. So our end goal is to get to circumference, which is equal to 2 times pi times r. Well, what variable do we need for that to work? The radius. Well, currently we have the area as known to be 289 square millimeters.
12 days, maybe.
Meaning, if you take the formula and you say, okay, well, area is 2 pi r, pi r squared rather. 289 pi is equal to pi times r being squared. That was really rough for me. All right. So then we say, okay, divide by pi. Pi and pi reduce, pi and pi reduce. 289 is equal to r squared. Type that into our calculator for the square root, and what do we get r to be exactly, actually, not even approximately? 17. Now that we know the radius, what can we do with the radius?
Plug it in.
Plug it in. So circumference is equal to 2 times pi times 17. So now it just becomes like a problem we did right away at the beginning of class. Beginning of the notes. Circumference is equal to 34 times pi. That's 2 times 17. And that ends up being approximately, go ahead Ryan when you're ready, to the nearest 100th. Very good. 106.81. What's our unit here? Millimeters. And that is our answer. Any questions on that?